Warm welcomes to all. I'm Bunnie, your tour guide during your stay here at the rabbit hole. For the next 10 or so minutes, I'll be keeping you company as we play Minecraft and tell sentence horror stories. Before we begin, grab yourself a drink and little snack. Maybe even a comfort toy, as some of these get spooky. My daughter won't stop crying and screaming in the middle of the night. I visit her grave and ask her to stop, but it doesn't help. Woo shivers. There was a picture in my phone of me sleeping. I live alone. You. Biggest fear to exist. Could you imagine having to experience that? My sister says that Mummy killed her. Mummy says I don't have a sister. I've heard this one before, and it was supposedly the sister's spirit connecting with the child, and the child was playing with her imaginary friend. The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07 before she pushed her long rotting nails through my chest, her other hand muffling my screams. I sat bolt upright, relieved it was only a dream, but as I saw my alarm clock read 12:06, I heard my closet door open. What do you think, nightmare, or just déjà vu? I can't move, I can't breathe, can't speak or hear, and it's so dark all the time. If I knew it would be this lonely, I would have been cremated instead. Goes to show cremation would have stopped all zombie apocalypse shows. After struggling desperately to move any part of his paralytic body just to alert the doctors that he was conscious, before they made the first incision, he was relieved to see that one of the nurses had noticed his pupils dilating from the bright light. She leaned in close and, in a whisper that tickled his ear, said,
"You think we don't know you're awake?"
How horrifying and painful that would follow on from this. Working night shift alone tonight. There is a face in the cellar staring at the security camera. Nope, just nope. Can't decide if it would be worse to have the face right up at the camera or off in the corner. She asked why I was breathing so heavily. I wasn't. Could have been the dog or something. That wasn't as bad. They celebrated the first successful cryogenic freezing. He had no way of letting them know he was still conscious. I think it's a common thing to just not check if people are conscious. Put back the mirrors. We miss watching you. Let's bring back the fear of being watched through a mirror. Don't be scared of the monsters. Just look for them. Look to your left, look to your right, under your bed, behind your dresser, in your closet, but never look up. She hates to be seen. I don't mind. As long as she gets the spiders, then I won't look up. Think that is a fair trade. I never go to sleep, but I keep waking up. The question is, are they just dying or passing out? Could go either way for this one. He even reads over my letters to make sure I spelled everything perfectly. Although my capitalization isn't excellent yet. Not going to lie, had to reread a couple of times to understand. Let's hope they got away with it. The longer I wore it, the more it grew on me. She had such pretty skin. I have no comment, none. Well, there is one, yuck EWW, and once more yuck. Ready to settle down for the evening, I put my headphones on. The whispering coming from them startled me. They were not plugged in. Don't know about you all, but these are just adding to my ever-growing list of fears. The dead are watching us now. That's the only good news. Do we want to know what the bad news could possibly be at this point? I decided to kill off a few characters in the book I'm writing. It would definitely spice up my autobiography a little. Why does that sound like it was a serial killer's reasoning behind their crimes? I was video chatting and dropped my phone to the floor. As I picked it up, my spouse's face changed. They held their hands to their lips as if to shush me. To my horror, they wrote,
"There's a man under your bed."
I've always wondered what the Sith is for.
I asked as death escorted me to the underworld.
Protection.
He answered nervously. Found out what the bad news is from earlier. What can scare death? The people of the town said a monster lived in the woods. I frankly found it ridiculous. For I was the only one who lived in the woods, and I have seen no monster. I think friend in the woods is just a bit misunderstood. I had a dream I was being dragged to hell, burning and writhing in agony. I woke up with the doctor standing over me saying,
"Woo, we lost you for a few there."
Give a man a fish and he didn't notice you dumping a dead body in the lake. Teach a man to fish and he'll be alone at the scene of the crime when the police show up. This is certainly a different way to take the saying. During dinner, she told me she knew my deepest dark secret. As she chewed her burger, I knew she was bluffing. Maybe it isn't as dark as it seems. Maybe he was trying out vegetarian burgers and just didn't say. As I woke up in the middle of the night, I heard Alexa speak. Okay, the security systems have been disabled. That is why I just don't have an Alexa. I was finishing a horror story, so I wrote the ends, then my keyboard typed is coming completely by itself. You didn't hit the word count. Keyboard was just being a good friend and finishing it out for you. No need to worry. And with that note, it has been a pleasure to take you on this tour. Thank you for sticking around for so long. Remember to drink some water, Eat something, and take care of yourselves. I've been Bunnie, and this is goodbye.